Well, you know, the judges bring them to the warehouses, not just, I'm talking about all the receiving stations, I'm using the wrong word, I beg your pardon. So
We
they're,
have poll watchers and judges, all in receiving stations, poll watchers, we give credentials for that, they're welcome to apply for credentials at our receiving stations. We have poll watchers at the warehouse.
When we do any,
Well, when we do recounting or the obvious discrepancies, we have poll watchers and judges there.
5%.
Yes. But not right now.
not before?
No.
Not before the 5%, you're saying, right?
Right.
Well, obvious discrepancies, because obvious discrepancies recount, which is generally held day after the election, starting at 1 o'clock. Properly credentialed individuals can attend obvious discrepancies. And then 5% is scheduled to be the week after the election, Wednesday. 14th.
And so now with the military vote, are you actually transcribing the ballot or is it being done automatically? I should know that, but I've forgotten it because it's so many done in different jurisdictions.
Yeah, that's, I believe, it's starting this weekend,
Yes.
and that's remaking the ballots, yes.
So then do we have,
I'm not sure what date it is, but it's, I know it's this weekend. I think we were gonna do Friday, but I think Friday, we're not doing Friday, I think it'll be Sunday. But that's definitely, we can check that, schedule on that. And judges come in and they do that, they remake ballots.
Okay, so we would like to attend that as well, that process. I know.
Yeah,
I think that's appropriate. Yeah, I think that's absolutely appropriate.
part of the schedule.
Yes.
Part of the schedule.
Yep.
Great. Okay, then I know that we've been also working on the absentee ballot counting, and I'm going to ask Kurt to go ahead and step up. I think you had some points there to make.
Yeah, I just wanted
We need
to...
you to identify yourself for the record.
Oh, sure. Kurt Fugio with the Defend the Vote and working on that absentee ballot project.
Address?
1810 West Toohey Avenue, Chicago 60626.
Please.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I just wanted to note, thanks for the board's cooperation with the project. We do have some concerns because we made the request a number of times. Most recent, at the October 9th board meeting, it was decided that we'd speak with Mr. Goff and Mr. Scanlon afterwards. And we did have an agreement. We've been working together since then in terms of observing the absentee ballot application process as well as the ballot signature comparison process. And we still have some remaining outstanding issues regarding the application side of things. And the law is pretty clear that the public can request at any time to inspect the applications. There might be a little bit of disagreement, but I think we're past that in terms of what that means, because I think it's been interpreted to mean inspecting the actual paper form, but actually I think law means inspecting the actual application process as part of open transparency, which Ms. Hernandez was in favor of when this came up 3 weeks ago now. The other portion of the law is that the only time that the applications cannot be inspected is when they're secured and under seal. Well, we've been wanting to inspect the applications during those times when it's possible to do that. There's been logistical problems. That's been very cooperative and helpful, and I want to thank everybody for that. But because of the way that process is administered, that's being conducted in office space that's off limits to the public. So there's a conflict there, and I think it's just a matter of logistics.
Well,
I spoke with Mr. Goff a week ago, and we were gonna. Right. He agreed to set up a meeting to discuss that, and we're still working on that.
And I did. There is on the lower level. I have security down there, and Kurt has been going down there and reviewing the signature comparison. His comment was, "What is the security where the applications are?" And I said, "Because I don't let any outsiders in." I do not have any room on this floor where the applications are being compared, where they're being opened up and being processed, getting ready for signature check. I don't have any room, I don't have any bodies to actually sit with them. We tried to do this in the beginning, we even set up a room for him with personnel to show and demonstrate how we do it. I do not have the bodies, I do not have the room, Mr. Chairman. I spoke to Mr. Scanlon said that according to the law, that all signature comparisons downstairs with the actual ballot application, return applications downstairs, I have not stopped him from doing that. But I just don't have any bodies or any room up here. I'm also doing not only that, I've got early voting going on, I have grace period, I have a lot of things going up on this floor, and I'm not letting any outsiders in. So, that's it. I can't do anything else, Mr. Chairman. We just don't have the bodies to do it.
We're in agreement, and I understand what Mr. Goff says, and I have, nothing to contradict that. But on the other hand, there is an issue because the ballot signature comparisons that we are observing consist of comparing the ballot application versus the application signature. Now, the issue is that we're not able to see a true ballot signature comparison to the voter's signature clip because the way that these absentee ballots are processed is a two-step procedure here where the voter registration signature clip is compared with the absentee application signature. Since that process is not, since the public is not being allowed to observe that.
But you have seen it. We even set it up where
Right,
you did see it. Am I correct? Am I correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we have been able to observe a small sample consisting of
We even set up a room
two
with staff.
people working,
to do
two
it for
people
you.
working on approximately 30 to 35 applications each. So we've only been allowed to observe 60 applications out of many, many thousands. So there is a question of the integrity of the vote because that process has not been observed.
He has a question of the security.
I think we
Absolutely.
tried to meet you halfway, I think. I mean, we can't allow the job, our job of administering elections to be disrupted. So we try to meet you halfway. We'll continue to try to do that, but at some point, it gets in the way of the administration and really affects everyone's rights, other than yours.
Right.
All the voters'
Right.
rights for us to run the right election. So that's what we're really trying to say.
And
Right.
Chairman, I am trying to figure out how to move that around.
Yeah.
Right.
I've been working on that, and I'm still working on that.
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
Chairman.
we're in complete agreement about all of those points as well as what's happening. My point here is just to note that and, continue to request that we're still interested in accomplishing that.
Okay.
The issue is that because there is only Tuesday, today, the rest of today, Wednesday, and Thursday to observe this process, the efforts that Mr. Goff is making are a little bit more urgent, but we understand it's a busy time and there's other responsibilities as well as the issues that you mentioned.
Thank you.
But I do have an additional concern, because legally here, what you have happening, and I just want to reiterate it, is that there's a two-step process where signatures are verified. When the application is sent out and received by your office, you verify that signature with the voter record.
We do.
The second time should be when the ballot comes in, and that ballot's signature should be verified with the voter record. What is happening here is you are verifying it with the application. So that's the security hole. It's a huge security hole. If you're not verifying it with the actual signature on the voter record, then you've missed, that's where it should be compared. And I would question whether or not that's even legal. And I wish Mr. Scanlon, I know he probably had that other meeting, but I really do question that, and I'd like to know. Because I don't know that that's legal. But if it isn't, then it shouldn't be happening that way, because it's not a first-person comparison. It's a second-person comparison. You're comparing it to somebody else that already made that comparison that wasn't open to the public view.
It's being compared.